This is part 2 of the Algebra 1 review. We're going to pick up with number 33. Write an equation in slope-intercept form if the slope is 2/3 and the y-intercept is 8. Slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b. You're going to put your slope in for m and your y-intercept in for b. So y is equal to 2/3 x plus 8, and that's your answer. Going to the next page to number 34. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line perpendicular to y equal 2/3 x plus 1, and it passes through the point 4, 3. Remember that perpendicular means that you have to change the sign and flip the fraction. So the slope in the equation they gave us was 2/3, right? So to change the sign, my slope is going to be negative, and to flip the fraction, 3/2. So I have a point and a slope. So we take our y equal mx plus b. Remember, your point gives you your x and your y, and your slope gives you your m. So instead of a y, I put 3 equals, my slope is -3/2 times my x is 4 plus b. So 3 is equal to -3/2 times 4 is -6 plus b. I'm going to add my 6, and I get 9 is equal to b. So using the b I found and my slope, y is equal to -3/2 x plus 9 is my answer. Number 35 wants you to solve and graph. So the thing you have to remember on inequalities, which is what this symbol is here, is that if you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip the symbol. So I am dividing by a -5 on both sides. So x is less than. 25 divided by -5 is -5. I flipped it because I divided by a negative. So -5 goes down here. It is an open circle because there is no line under here. And if x is at the beginning, I shade the way the arrow points, it points to the left. Number 36, you're going to need to divide by a -1/3 on both sides, and so you get x is greater than or equal to. I divided by a negative and I had to flip. 6 divided by a -1/3 is a -18. Put your -18, draw your circle. We're going to color this one in because it has a line under it. X is at the beginning, so we shade the way the arrow points, which is to the right. Okay, I don't really think we did anything like 37 or 38. Basically, what you would do is solve each side. So on this one, we would add 2. So 8 is greater than 4x. Divide by 4. 2 is greater than x. This one already has x by itself. So my numbers, I have a 2 and a -3. Put your small number on the left. X is greater than -3, so you would open and you would shade this way. Then at 2, x is on the wrong side, so the arrow points wrong, so we would actually shade to the left. And this graph would actually be what's in between. Don't stress a lot about that. Number 38. We already have it by itself. My numbers are 4 and 7. For the 4, put my circle, arrow, the x is on the correct side, so the arrow points to the left and I shade to the left. On this one, put my circle at 7, x is on the correct side, the arrow points to the right, shade to the right, and you're done. If you were going to describe this, you would say x is less than -2. On this side, you would say 0 is less than or equal to x. The shaded area is your x. If it's solid, you put a line. If it's open, you don't. Number 40, when it's in the middle, you're just going to have one part to your answer. 4 is less than or equal to as x is less than 8. I am probably going to make these 2 problems on the semester exam bonus questions. It's not that difficult. I think you can handle it. I know we haven't really done much with it. So I will turn those two into bonus. Going to the next page, number 41. Graph the following. You need to get your variable by itself, so x is greater than or equal to 6, because I had to bring this 2 over here and add it. Go to where x is 6, which is to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got to cross the x-axis at that point, so that means I'm going to have a vertical line. It's a solid line because of the line there. So you draw your solid vertical line through the point. X is on the correct side, so you shade the way the arrow points, which is to the right. 42, you need to get your y by itself, so we're going to add this 1. Y is less than 3. Go to where y is 3 and make a point. My line has to cross the y-axis at that point, so it's going to be a horizontal line. There is no line under here, so my line will be dashed or dotted. Y is less than, we can't go left or right, so you got to think about it. Y is smaller than 3, so you shade below. Number 43 has an x and a y. You need to get your y by itself, and so we're going to take the 2x and move it to the other side. Y is greater than 6 minus 2x. You want to take this and put it in y equal on your calculator. 6 minus 2x. This is what you do when there's two variables. Go to your table and pick a couple of points. Doesn't really matter which points. You want to use small numbers. I would use 1, 4, and 2, 2. So over 1, up 4, and over 2, up 2. It is a dashed line because there is not a line under the symbol. And remember, it points away is above, so I'll put my pencil on the line and go up. Here's where you shade. Number 44, everything gets divided by a -3. It's dividing by negative, so my symbol points the other way. And then we have we have 2x divided by -3 minus 6 divided by -3. Put that in your calculator at y equal. You're going to say 2x divided by -3 minus 6 divided by -3. Go to your table. -3, 4, and 0, 2. -3, 4, and 0, 2. This one is a solid line because it has a line. It is pointing away from the y, so you shade above. Going to the next page, number 45. If you're given f of x is equal to x squared plus 10x minus 6, find the value of -3. You're simply putting -3 in for x, or you can go to y equal, put the equation they gave you in, so this would be x squared plus 10x minus 6. Go to your table and go to where x is -3. If x is -3, y is -27. That's your answer. 46 wants you to solve by substitution. You have to start by getting something by itself. X is the only one that does not have a number in front of it and is positive, so I'm going to go with that. Means I need to move my 2y, so x is equal to 8 minus 2y. That is going to go into the other equation for x. 4 times 8 minus 2y minus y equals 10. I showed you when we were doing these, if you will put everything before the y equal at y1, or the equal sign at y1, everything after at y2, then you can do second calc 5 to figure out what your answer is. So go to y equal, clear it out. 4, open, 8. Okay, let me clear this and start over. 4, open, 8, minus 2x, close, minus x, and then at y2, we have 10. And then we're going to do second calc 5. Let it draw. Your graph is probably going to look different than mine because of the zoom. Enter, enter, enter. And my answer is 2.44 and my y value is 10. All I really want on this is the x value. So my graph shows x equal 2.44. My problem is using y. Y is equal to 2.44. Is one of my answers. Take this back up here and put it in. X is equal to 8 minus 2 times 2.44. Go to your home screen on your calculator. Clear it out, and you're going to say 8 minus 2 times 2.44. And you get 3.12. So those are your answers. Probably one of the most difficult ones on the test, but you can do this. 47, solve by elimination. Elimination is where you want something to cancel. You just have the same number with the opposite signs. My y's are set up to eliminate. So draw a line and combine. 3x and x gives me 4x. Negative 2y and 2y cancels, equals 12 and 4 gives me 16. Solve this. Divide both sides by 4. X is equal to 4. Go back to either of your original ones and put 4 in for x. I'm going to use the second one. 4 plus 2y is equal to 4. Go to y equal. y1 becomes 4 plus 2x. y2 becomes 4. Second, calc 5. Give it time to draw. Enter, enter, enter. X is 0, which in this case is y. There's your solution. Number 48 is not ready to go because they have different numbers. This first equation, everything up here needs to be multiplied by negative 2. So it becomes negative 2x minus, no, negative 2x plus 4y, because you're multiplying by negative 2, equals negative 12. The other one stays. 2x minus 5y is equal to 12. Draw a line and combine. Your x's cancel. 4 minus 5 is negative 1y is equal to negative 12 plus 12 is 0. So y is 0. Go back over here to either one. X minus 2 times 0 is equal to 6. 2 times 0 goes away, and so x is equal to 6. 49, you're going to graph both of these. X is greater than 2. It's going to be a dashed line because it didn't have a line. Shade to the right. This one you're going to put in y equal and look at your table. 0, negative 3 is a good point. And 1, negative 1 is a good point. It's also dashed. You would shade below because it is less than. So your answer is the part that got shaded both times. Last one on this paper, y is greater than or equal to negative 2. It's going to be a solid line. It's greater than or equal to, so you're going to shade above. You can't have a negative, so everything including the symbol flips. Y is less than negative 2/3 x minus 3. Put it in y equal, go to your table. 0, negative 3 is a good point. And 3, negative 5 is a good point. This one is a dashed line because it did not have a line under it. And you're going to shade below. The answer is the part that got both shadings. Okay, this is the end of part 2 of the video.